cozy March reading wrap up. I'm in my PJs, no makeup on, so it's comfy vibes. Grab a drink, grab a snack, and let's get into it. So welcome to a March reading wrap up. Every single book I read this month was a physical copy. I have recently upgraded my Kindle to the new Coloursoft one, so I'm hoping to do a few more like Kindle reads each month, but this is just literally physical copies. The first one that I was finishing, I was sort of towards the end of it in February, was Leather and Lark by Brynne, which is the third in the Ruinous love trilogy. No, it isn't, I'm lying. It's the second one, sorry. I did read the third one this month, but this is the second one. I rate this 4 stars. I absolutely loved it. Butcher and Blackbird will obviously always have my heart. Like, I did prefer that one, like Sloane and Rowan, just, you know. But there's something about an Irishman that gets me. But I just love an Irish accent. And I feel like if I'd listened to the audiobook, that would have, like, dragged me down to the depths of hell where I could bathe in it. Do you know what I mean? Basically, it's about Lachlan, I want to say his name is, or Lakeland. It's an Irish name, so I'm not exactly sure exactly how it's pronounced. And Lark, and basically they are 2 serial unalivers, shall we say? I'm not really sure why I'm allowed to say on YouTube. And it's like a marriage of convenience. Basically they have to get a fake marriage to sort of like save or sort of like help their families essentially. And obviously it's them navigating that and everything else that comes with it. And I absolutely loved it. Like, I love the relationship with them, and I love Lachlan as like a partner. He's just so, he's like grumpy AF but sweet and loyal as well. The next book I read was Twisted Love by Huang. I rated this a 3.5 stars. I really enjoyed this, to be honest. It seems like such long ago that I had read this book, but Alex and Ava are just wow. Like, Alex is the epitome of hate everyone but you. And it's basically, Alex is Ava's brother's best friend. Essentially she's just trying to live her life. He said that he's going to watch out for her. Becomes a bit too sort of like protective in her life. She doesn't really like that, you know, so she thinks that she's gonna try and get every emotion out of him, because he's like very like deadpan, does not show emotion at all. So she's trying to go through all the emotions, see what ones she can get out of him, make it into like a little game, I suppose, to start with, and then obviously it just all unravels from there, plot twist after plot twist. But he is a diva, especially in, I have read some of the late books now, he is such a diva, honestly. Diva is a female version of the hustler. Then I read The Chase by Elle, which is a hockey romance with Fitzgerald and I want to say her name is Summer, I believe. I rated this 3 stars. It was a fun, silly, good time. It's basically opposites attract, grumpy sunshine vibes. Yeah, it was fun. Like, it wasn't jaw-dropping amazing, but it was a fun, silly time. Like, and I love a hockey romance. Then I read Off to the Races by Elsie in the which is the Gold Rush Ranch series, is it? This was my first cowboy romance and I loved it. It is very much grumpy versus grumpy. Billy is very much horse girl vibes. Like, it is the epitome of horse girl vibes of what like we'd have like in the UK. But I ate this up. Like, Vaughan has the filthiest, well, not the filthiest I've ever read, but he has a filthy mouth on him and I'm here for it. And I thought this was a good like toe dip into the cowboy romance, because I know that there's so many that people say I like better, but I really loved this. And in with that book that I got, it had out of the gate in with the physical copy, so I read that one too, which was like it's like book 1.5 in the series. It's like a little novella and it's like an age gap second chance romance. Basically like Vaughan's grandparents, it sort of tells you like their story. Then I read Haunting Adeline. I know, very drastic, like you go from the hockey, I said, I didn't say something else by the way, hockey, then cowboy, and then to like dark romance. 3 stars. Like, I read some of the reviews and people were hating, like people hate this duet so much, but obviously there is people that like it. But like, am I going to hell after reading that? Absolutely. Do I need to confess my sins and go to church? Probably. Did I enjoy it though? Yes. Am I questioning my morals? Absolutely. But there's something about Zaid. He is just like, not just morally great, like he is pitch black, like MMC. And yeah, he's like very much touch her and die vibes, literally. And I enjoyed it. Like, I would say read your trigger warnings, and especially like the second book is worse. But saying that, like, I enjoyed it. Like, I know he used a gun down there, you know, but it's just something about it, and I don't know if that makes me unwell, but let's roll with it. Then I read If Only I Had Told Her by Nowlin, I don't know how to say her name, which is the second book of the If You Had Been With Me, and 2-starred it. Like, it was miles better than the first book, but I did not like it. I would not recommend it. And the reviews, like, again, it's so popular, but it just did not sit with me. Like, I can't really say much about the second book without giving away the plot of the first book, but essentially it's like the aftermath of the first book. Then I read The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, which is the second series in the Dream Harbour series by Laurie Gilmore, and I loved it. Like, it was a 3-star. It wasn't like one of the best books I've ever read, but I loved it. The chemistry between Hazel and Noah was just so cute, and basically they go on a little adventure. So Hazel is reaching the grand age of 30, and she decides that she's not really done much with her life, and then like Noah has a crush on her. She works in the bookstore. He comes in all the time, isn't really confident enough, or not confident, because he is confident, but he hasn't got the guts to basically say that he likes her. So there's sort of a bit of back and forth there. She opens a book and finds like a clue almost of like a little like treasure hunt thing, so she decides to go on that. Noah comes along and yeah, decides to have a little bit of fun before she turns 30. The only thing I didn't like about this book was the miscommunication. Like, she is just in her head like, oh, he's not gonna like me, he just wants a bit of fun. And then he's there like, oh, she just doesn't want this to be serious, she just wants a bit of fun before she turns 30. And it's like aggravating, because it's like, literally, if you just spoke, like, you could avoid so much. Just, yeah, it was a good time though. Then I read The Fake Out by Stephanie Archer, which is in the Vancouver Storm series, which is another hockey romance, and I loved this. 4-starred it. Rory Miller is one of my favourite book boyfriends, honestly. He is, sorry, that bit of hair's annoying me too, but it's bouncing around. But he is gorgeous. Like, he's a dark blonde, but we're gonna let it slide because of how good he is. Like, he is so attentive, so like, I don't know, he's just so sweet. They decide to do fake dating. So basically Hazel's ex has come into her life and he's a shithead, to put it lightly. So her and Rory decide to fake date to sort of make him jealous, get back at him. But Rory is quite flirtatious and sort of like knows how to push her buttons. So they're sort of like navigating that whilst obviously their own relationship. You know how fake dating goes, and it is a good book, guys. I loved it. Next one was Twisted Games by Huang. I don't know if you can see a pattern. I was trying to finish, I haven't, but I was trying to finish some of the series that I started. 4 stars. This, guys, I loved this. Like, I liked this better than the first one. This has such mixed reviews on this one. A lot of people really didn't like it. A lot of people loved it, but I absolutely loved it. Like, I thought Reese was such a, I don't know, like, sweet in his own way, if that makes sense. It was like a forbidden romance. He was the bodyguard and Bridget was the princess, and obviously they are navigating life. They go through a span of like 2 years where they're essentially sort of like enemies. There's like an enemies to lovers. They're not enemies, but like that's the kind of vibe they give off. And yeah, obviously their relationship becomes a bit forbidden because obviously she's a princess. I didn't like the time jumps. Like, you've got a short space of book for like 2 whole years, so you don't really get to see their relationship much apart from a little snippets in those 2 years. I feel like we could have, I mean obviously I gave it 4 stars, I loved it, but we could have connected a little bit more had we had that bit more of time. But the cruel scene, if you know, you know, the cruel scene I'm gonna be thinking about for years, let me tell you. I then read another hockey romance, you know, bringing it back, which is The Risk by Elle Kennedy. I 3-starred this. Like, I know a lot of people really loved this one because they love Brynne, and Jake is obviously like very cute as well, but I thought it was okay. Like, it was a good time, I had fun, but it just wasn't like one of the best ones I've read. But in saying that, like, Jake is absolutely so cute. Like, his personality, he's so touchy-feely where you wouldn't expect him to be, and he's very sweet there for Brynne. He is on the rival team that Brenna's dad coaches, and essentially she applies for a job in like a sport, in the sports world, but like women in the sports world is sort of like quite, not forbidden, but like it just is not liked, and I feel like that is still like quite there in today's age. But the guy that is hiring is obsessed with the rival guy, so she says that they're dating basically, so they have to sort of like fake date to get her closer to get this job. And yeah, they sort of have their own tribulations. They have to sort of keep it a secret from everyone else though, because obviously he's a rival. Then I read A Photo Finish by Elsie and I loved this. Like, I only 3-starred it, but I had a fun time. Like, Cole was very much grumpy, like grumpy AF, and Violet was, I suppose she was a bit grumpy in her own way as well, very independent, but basically they sort of navigating this relationship they sort of like spoke online a couple of, yeah, I think it was 2 years prior. Never saw, well, he had seen her face, but she had never known what he looked like. They were just like chatting on a messaging thing, which it ended basically. And yeah, now she's not forced to live with him, but she hurts herself, she has to be in forced proximity with him. And yeah, they're sort of navigating that. He's had a lot go on in his life, so he's very much like dealing with that, being very grumpy, which it makes sense as you get to go. But you know, he was giving me a bit, I know people love Cole, but he was giving me whiplash, and I understand why, because of his story. But one minute he was like very much obsessed wanting her, and then the other minute he was like giving her the cold shoulder. And yeah, I think that's why the rating isn't higher for me, just because, yeah, I just thought it was a bit too much. I then read Hunting Adeline, and this was dark. Like, this was, if you think like Haunting Adeline's dark, this is going to blow your mind, because it is way darker. I would especially like read your trigger warnings. Like, the scenes and chapters and everything are a lot more graphic than the first book, and there was points, like, I think like maybe the first 3/4 of the book I really still liked Zaid, and in the last quarter I was a bit like, I don't really understand what's going on, and I'm not really sure what's going on, but I still gave it 3-star because, you know, Zaid. I read The Wingman by Stephanie Archer. Love this one. Hockey romance. Hayden is very much like cinnamon roll vibes. I only gave it a 2.5 star just because the miscommunication in it, like, they're very much like, basically he's obsessed with his best friend, like he's always loved her, and he's like, oh, she never want to go for me, she just wants a bit of fun, and she's very much the same, like he doesn't want to ever settle down, he's not boyfriend material. Yeah, that's why it was just very frustrating. I read Scythe and Sparrow, which is the 3rd book, told you I did read that, by Brynne in the Ruinous love trilogy. Again, Irishman. I gave this one a 3-star. I enjoyed it, but I was not invested as much with Fionn and Rose's story. He's a doctor, she's a circus performer. Like I said, guys, I'm running over time, so I need to wrap this up because I think YouTube only gives me a certain amount. Yeah, I just wasn't that invested, to be honest. So read it if you want. Yeah, I can take it or leave it. That was the books I read in March, guys. Like, thanks guys for watching. Like I said, next month will be a whole lot of a better, like, hold me to it, And yeah, I can't wait to see you next time. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button and like this video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon.